Monday morning to all of you. This is Sunaina, Youth and Family Life Coach from Athena Life Coaching. A question that has been asked quite a number of times, and I'm going to answer it again this time, which is a bit like, my children don't listen to me. I'm tired of reminding them again and again and again for everything. What should I do? Just the way I'm talking to parents again and again regarding this question, children are the same. How much are they following through? So the 5 strategies for today are, the first one, and I've seen this happen many times, is are you doing it for your child? So for example, my son has this habit of after a shower, he drops his towel on the floor and he comes out. There are times when he's gone down the stairs to eat his breakfast. When he finishes, I actually politely ask him to come back up, and I don't tell him the reason. When he comes up, he says, "Yes, Mama," and I say, "Darling, can you please put the towel back?" So for him, that is painful that he's got ready, he's got dressed, he's gone down to eat his breakfast to go to school, but I have called him. You need to do this 2 or 3 times for your child to understand that as a reminder that I need to do this, otherwise I will need to come back up. So it's easier for him to do the job rather than go through the painful process of coming up. So it's not painful as in I am not shouting at him, I am not angry with him, but I do not do something that I want him to learn. And it's a small thing of putting the towel back, but it's about creating discipline. So are you doing it for your child? I was speaking to a mom the other day. She has 2 teen daughters, and she says for all these years she sits in the car and she's continuously telling her children, 6 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 3 minutes are left, 2 minutes, let's go, we're getting late. And my advice to her was not to do that. Instead, one day, whoever comes into the car at the right time to drive off with that child and allow that child to miss school for that one day. Sometimes we as parents lose perspective. Really, what will happen if your child doesn't go to school for one day? Okay, not an exam day, but a normal day. What will happen? But that one day of not going to school will teach your child to follow through with the rules you are setting in terms of time. That is also a time management skill. It's not only following through, but it's time management skill that your child needs to follow through, because when they go to university, when you are not there, who's going to wake them up? They're going to be late for classes when they grow up and they go to office. What kind of impression are they going to set if they don't know to be punctual somewhere? So these are skills you're helping your child develop by putting the onus, by putting the responsibility on them. So please stop doing things for your children. The second thing is, as parents, sometimes we are whining, oh, my child doesn't do this, oh, my child doesn't lift the child, oh, my child doesn't lift the child, my child is so messy, and we go into a whining trip. Instead of doing that, please give your child clear instructions on what you expect them to do. Sweetheart, after you have a shower, I need you to put the towel up. And believe me, children don't do things necessarily to annoy us. That's what sometimes parents think, that the child is just trying to wind them up. It appears like that, but believe me, the amount of coaching I do, children's brains are not yet developed, and we need to help them doing that by a repetition of a task. So your job as a parent is just to be patient, give clear instructions, and get them to follow through instead of whining. The third thing is, give a time limit. So if you've told your child to do something, so if you've told your child to lay the table, you need to say, whatever you're doing before 7 p.m., can you please lay the table? So the fourth point is consequences of not following through. So just the same way, when your child goes to school and his homework or her homework is not submitted, or the project is not over, completed on time, they get a red mark or they don't get the right marks, and that makes your child feel like they need to do better. In the same way, there needs to be consequences for not following through even at home. Like for example, if you sat in the car and the time to leave home is 7 a.m. to go to school, you need to drive off with whoever's in the car, so that your child knows that if your child is not in the car by 7 a.m., you need to make him or her feel responsible. You are going to drive off, and what is the consequence? They're going to miss school. or if you have asked your child to lay the table or whatever that needs to be done, they might not get dinner. So you can tune it according to your household's requirements, not make it that drastic, but these are just examples of the consequences of not following through. The other, for especially teenagers, taking away their gadgets, their internet time, their Facebook time, these are all the consequences that I ask parents to communicate with their child, that will be taken away, or they can't go for the movie that they planned with their friends, so that they know that some things, of course you have to balance the task with the consequences. So for not laying the table on time, I wouldn't take away a movie, but you have to decide as a parent what is the balancing act that you need to do. And the last thing is rewards. When your child is following through, when your child is listening to you, it is also important as a parent to point to them that I'm really happy you have done these things over the last 1 week. It's great. How would you like to be treated? Should we go for your movie of your choice? Should we go for a meal together as a family? Because I'm really proud of you. But if you as a parent really are struggling with getting your child to follow through, to getting your child to follow a timetable, to manage his time, or your child is struggling with time management and can't cope at all with the household chores and with school and extracurricular activities, I have the most amazing program for preteens and teens called my youth coaching program, which is spread over 10 weeks. So do email me on sunainaathena@gmail.com or call me on 05613999033. So how will you, a quick recap, get your child to follow through without repeating yourself? The 5 things is, first thing, are you doing your work for your child? Stop doing that. Get your child to do it. The second thing is, are you whining or are you giving clear instructions? Please put the towel on the rack. The third thing is, whatever instructions, put a time limit on it. The fourth thing is consequences of not doing whatever that needs to be done. Just like homework is not done, they get a red mark. So what are the consequences of not doing? And fifth thing is, when they are doing it, point them to the direction of a small simple reward, like going out as a family for a meal or your child's favorite movie or whatever he or she wants to do over the weekend as a reward and appreciation for what your child wants to do. So do remember that I am here if your child needs guidance on time management, of becoming more responsible, of following through. You can email me on sunainaathena@gmail.com. I look forward to catching you next Monday morning. See you then. Bye.